Hi everyone, in this video, let's discuss the solution for merging overlapping intervals. So, I'll discuss briefly about the input given. So, in the input, there are bunch of intervals provided where the first value would be the starting time of the interval and the last value would be the ending time of the interval. So here 8 is the starting time and 10 is the ending time of the interval. Similarly 1 is the starting time and 6 is the ending time of the interval. So and likewise. So what exactly a overlapping interval mean? So if the starting time of any interval comes in between the starting time of and ending time of any other interval inclusive of both the starting and ending times, then it is called an overlapping interval. So to briefly summarize that, so consider 5 comma 7. The starting time of the interval 5 comma 7 is 5, so it comes in between the interval 1 comma 6. So these two intervals are overlapping intervals. Similarly, consider the interval 10 comma 12. The starting time of the interval is 10. It comes in between 8 comma 10 inclusive of both 8 and 10. So it is an overlapping interval. So we need to match all these overlapping intervals and return the output. So for this, I will use a list data structure with the value as pair, integer comma boolean. So let me explain why. So the data structure I will be using is list pair integer comma boolean. We can call it as array list. So and we need to populate this list. How are we gonna do that? So we need to pick each and every interval from the input and append that this to the array list. So for each pair within the array list, the first value between the is the value of either starting time or finishing time, and the boolean would be nothing but if it is a starting time, it would be true, and if it is an ending time, it would be false. So the list would be populated something like 8 comma true, 10 comma false, 1 comma true, 6 comma false, 5 comma true, 7 comma false, 10 comma true, 12 comma false, 2 comma true, 4 comma false, 14 comma true, 16 comma false. Now in the next step, we need to sort this array list based on the key. The key is nothing but it is either the starting time or ending time. Now here comes the trickier part. While sorting it, if there exists a scenario where the starting time where the key is same for both the pairs. So in this example, consider that 10 comma false and 10 comma true are two such pairs where the value of key is same. It is nothing but 10. So in this scenario, we need to sort it according to the value. So here it is true and it is false. So true takes precedence over false, which implies that the starting time takes precedence over the ending time. I'll explain you why that is being done in that manner in the coming steps. So after sorting, the array list will look something like this. It would be looking as 1 comma true, 2 comma true, 4 comma false, 5 comma true, 6 comma false, 7 comma false, 10 comma true, and oh sorry, I missed 8 comma true here. 8 comma true, it would be 10 comma true as the value takes preference over here. It would be 10 comma false, 12 comma false, 14 comma true, 16 comma false. Now let's declare a result. It would be a list of intervals as well. Initially the result would be empty, and apart from that we need two variables. One is a temporary count variable. Count will be initially declared as 0, and apart from that we need a starting time and ending time to be declared as well. So now we will be iterating through this sorted array list. So initially the first uh, pair from the array list is 1 comma true. So we need to update the starting time, which is 1, because the count is initially 0. We can update the starting time, which is equal to 1. Now since it is a starting time, because how do you get that information whether it is starting time or ending time? Based on the value. If it is true, it is starting time. If it is false, it is ending time. So since it is true, we will be adding 1 to the count, and the count is now 1. And now we got the next pair 2 comma true, and it is also a starting time, so we'll be adding 1 to the count. Now count will become 2. Now we got 4 comma false. Here it is an ending time, so we'll be subtracting 1 from the count. So now the count would become 1. Now we got 5 comma true. So right from the beginning it would be like 1 plus 1 minus 1. Now currently it is 5 comma true, it would be plus 1. So the total count value is 2 minus 1, 1 plus 1, 2. And now we got 6 comma false. So now we need to subtract 1. Now we got 7 comma false. Now we need to subtract 1. So from this it is 1 plus 1, 2 minus 1, 1 plus 1, 2 minus 2, 0. So we got the count as 0. Now we need to update the ending time as well. Ending time is nothing but 7. Now we got our first overlapping interval, which is 1 comma 7. We can add it to the result. Now we are going to the next pair 8 comma true. So since we got our first one, we can clear the starting time and ending time and update the starting time to 8, and we can clear the ending time. Now coming to the count, since it is starting time, we can add 1 to the count. It will be 0 plus 1. So since it is 10 comma true, we need to add plus 1, which is 1 plus 1. And now we got 10 comma false, we need to subtract minus 1. And we got 12 comma false, it is ending time, we need to subtract minus 1, which is equals to 0. So we got the count again as 0. So once we got count equal to 0, we need to update the ending time. Ending time is nothing but 12 here. And we got our second set of interval overlapping, which is 8 comma 12. Now coming to the point, if there are two keys which are same, why did I decide that true takes precedence over the false, which means like starting time takes precedence over the ending time while we are sorting? This is because if we would have like taken the ending time precedence over the starting time here, it would have become, the list would be look something like 10 comma false here, and it would be 10 comma true here. In that case, the count would be nothing but it would become as 0 once we reach 10 comma false, and we would get two intervals here. 8 comma 10 would be one interval, and 10 comma 12 would be another interval, and we would not be able to merge those two intervals. But since those two are overlapping intervals, 8 comma 10 and 10 comma 12, we need to merge them. So we need to always give precedence for the starting time, and then we need to give precedence to the ending time if both the key values are same. So this is our second interval. Now we got count equal to 0. We can like clear both the starting time and ending time. So we can clear both the starting time and ending time. The next pair is 14 comma 2. Since count equal to 0, we can update the starting time 14. We can update it as plus 1. And we got 16 comma false, which is like minus 1. And again count equal to 0, we can update the ending time as 16. Now we got our third set of interval. Since the count is 0, we can update the result. The third set of interval will be 14 comma 16. So this is our expected result. It is 1 comma 7, 8 comma 12, 14 comma 16. So this is the final solution. Now coming to the time complexity, iterating through this array list, this array, if the input has length n, the length is n, this array list would be having a length of 2n, because each interval has two values and we are creating a pair for both of them, so it would be 2n. So sorting this array list would take n log n, which is like 2n into log n, which is nothing but n log n, and we need to iterate through this array list to get the result. So that is O of n. So n log n takes precedence over O of n. The total time complexity of this solution will be big O of n into log of log n. So this is the final solution. Thank you everyone.